So now you can see I've got that tape reinforcing that edge on all of my paper, so all 10 sheets of mine. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our sheets and our block, and we're going to set the registration pins for it. So what we want to do is have your push pins on hand, and you're going to you want the tape to line up with this back edge here. And you want to look at the top and look at the bottom and just make sure that there's like an equal gap at the top and bottom, as equal as you can possibly make it, and just drag the paper until it lines up with the edge of the block here. So once you get that lined up, you're going to take your first tack and you're just going to go kind of up to the edge. It doesn't have to be all the way in the corner of the block. And you're just going to push it through the paper and into the linoleum, and then do the same thing on your other edge and go through the paper and into the linoleum on both sides here. So what you want that to be is like roughly in the middle of our little guide right here. So for me, I'm about 1/2 inch from one edge, about 1/2 inch from the other edge, and from the paper, I'm about 1 inch from either side. So then I take a marker or a pencil or something like that, and I just put a little T right there on top of the paper, and that tells me that this is the top of the sheet, so that when I take these off, when I go to print, I know that this is the top and this is the bottom, so that I'm printing with the same side against the block every single time. I also like to take a little Sharpie marker and just draw like a little circle around where your pinholes went in the block, just so that they're easier to find when you go to print later. So we've got our first sheet with the holes punched in it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take all the rest of our paper and try to get them stacked as perfectly even as you can with our template one on top. All right, so that looks good to me. Then I'm gonna lay this down. It can be a little bit tricky trying to get them all stacked right and staying in the same spot, so try to get it as best you can. Take a couple tries to do it. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your tacks again, you're going to go through the same holes on that top sheet that you already put in, and you're going to push it through every sheet of paper, so that every sheet, this can be a little bit tricky. It might be good to put like maybe a piece of cardboard underneath to help you. I've got this self-healing mat that helps me out. But you're just going to go through that same hole that you already put in the paper, and you're just going to push it through every single one of those sheets. Sometimes it kind of helps to twist it a little bit. Make sure you get all the way through there. 10 sheets is a lot to go through. And so I'll pick it up. I can see the tack is kind of coming through there, so I'm just going to push it through a little bit extra. Same thing over on this side. I can see it kind of coming through. And let me grab a piece of cardboard. I think this will help. So with a cardboard sheet underneath, it's much easier to push it all the way through. So now they're all kind of stuck to there, but you can see that they went all the way through. And that'll see how, like when I was pushing like this, I started putting little creases on the edge there, and that's not good. So cardboard will make that better. So from here, all you need to do is take the pins back out. And then I like to, just so that I remember, I like to put a little T on each of them, so that in case when I'm printing or something like that, if I accidentally flip it upside down, I know which side I'm going to print on. So just mark a little T on the top of each of those sheets in case they get flipped upside down. And then that's it. And then we can start working on our print.